So Smilegate has reared its ugly head once again. Now, this technically isn't a problem, and this technically isn't anything new that hasn't already been implemented into the game since the first day that we all downloaded it. However, it's been a topic of debate and has been brought to the attention of the player base. Very recently, other YouTubers have brought this up, and I will be name dropping a few YouTubers. Now, if you're a YouTuber and your name has been dropped in this video, don't take it personally. You're just kind of part of the whole story here that I'm trying to, kind of tell in today's video. So don't get too excited or too angry or whatever. If you do, I don't even care. But honestly, we need to talk about this because from my perspective and my personal opinion and from my experience playing several different gachas through several different companies between Japan, China, and of course Korea. So, how those companies handle some of their terms of service, how they're implemented, how they're similar to how Smilegate handles theirs, etc., etc. So please watch the video from start to finish. That way you get the full story. That way you don't take anything I say out of context or misunderstand what I'm saying. And then we can have a deeper discussion amongst, the whole community in the comment section below. So guys, basically what is going on? So Scion Storm made a video the other day bringing up the terms of service, bringing up how you shouldn't do this and this and this. It's not allowed, etc., etc. People that do this and that are wrong. Now, technically, he's correct. But in gachas, especially within their terms of service, there's some kind of underlying, some kind of invisible boundary that a game developer and a player does and does not cross, stepping on each other's toes of sorts, that can cause a lot of issues within the player base and potentially the death of the game. Kind of like a hidden betrayal of sorts. It's very, there's a gray area, I guess you could say, to put it in more layman's terms. So he made that video bringing some of these things to light that may have not been quite a good idea. Mango7 has also went on record recently, especially on Twitch, and caused a bit of controversy by trying to, from what I can tell, gathering all the evidence that I've been getting from a lot of various people and various sources over the past few days, has been going and running to the GMs of Smilegate, trying to say this and say that, trying to cause a bit of issues here, and now he's complaining that this, basically this bombshell, if you will, was dropped yesterday by one of the GMs. So there's a lot of drama going on amongst YouTubers and, versus other YouTubers or whatever. Mostly on the Twitch side of things, not so much YouTube, but now it's becoming an issue on YouTube. So now it's just a big, cesspool of bullshit and drama that it's like, why? But anyway, so that's from, a few players, especially the content creators on the content creator program, causing a bit of a ruckus, if you will, amongst the community. But, so what happened exactly yesterday that is now got everybody just scattering around like they're chickens with their heads cut off, don't know what's going on, what they're going to do, how to think, how to, deal with this news? Well, first off, guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, this news is not even news at all. It's not even new. This is stuff that's been implemented in the terms of service from day one. So basically what they're saying is they don't want nobody on the content creator program or off the content creator program, just any day player, to account share, buy and sell, basically do any kind of summons for another account or doing other people's account reviews on YouTube or even on Twitch. They don't want you doing that, and they don't want you doing that off camera as well. They just don't want any player doing that, okay? That's in the terms of service. A lot of people read the terms of service, which I know a lot of people don't because, a lot of people just don't care, or it doesn't really matter because they don't break them anyway. This has been there since day one. We've already known this. A lot of people, all the YouTubers should have known this by now, but this is where the moral boundaries are set in place. If you've ever played any kind of gacha through, especially anime type gacha, let's kind of narrow it down here. If you played any type of anime gacha through either a Korean company, a Chinese company, or a Japanese company, you'll notice that most of the terms of service are very, very similar, especially when it comes to handling of accounts. So, from a legality standpoint, they don't want you to give any of your personal information, even if it's just a throwaway email password to another player, even if it's a player that you trust, for the simple fact that now you've lost all rights basically to your account. If something happens to your account, they will not help you. They don't care. So they fear, from a company standpoint, that their player base would be at risk if so many people were swapping and throwing around accounts like hotcakes, right? However, there's a double-edged sword to this. You are making your game's pricing, RNG, and the power creeping so severe in most of these gacha games. Not just Epic 7. Smilegate's not the only ones at fault here. A lot of companies are at fault here. This just seems to be an ongoing issue within the gacha community. Gacha. Not just Epic 7, but the gacha community. And because of those issues, a lot of players feel that they have to go out and buy fresh accounts that have certain characters on them, or go buy endgame accounts that have certain characters on them, especially if you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer and you are not full on pay to win, or you're not full time and you're not able to get certain characters, so you can't showcase them. So you're finding other ways that you can get these characters in your possession so you can enjoy them, because you feel there's no other way outside of that. And worst case scenario, they're going to ban you. But guess what? That's not going to stop the player from doing that. They're going to do it again and again and again. Because until the game company fixes their game to meet the standards of a player like that, which I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying this is the way it is right now. As of 2019, this is still the standard right now for a gacha player. These things will continue to happen. Players are going to keep buying accounts, selling accounts, account sharing. A lot of players don't know how to play the game, so they find that it's easier just to let another, person that they can trust, such as a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, especially one that has some kind of good following, to go in and review their account. That makes for good content. I understand it from a content creator standpoint. So that, on the general scope of things, is kind of what's going on within the gacha community. That's why buying and selling and trading accounts will not stop ever until the game company fixes their games in a way to cater to a more broader player base. And if their bottom line, of course, is always money, then it's not going to stop. Okay? It's not going to stop. And if you try to cut that from underneath players, you're pretty much going to hit a majority of your player base on every gacha game in existence that falls within, the category that we're talking about in today's video. Okay? Could you imagine Dokkan Battle just banning every account that's ever been traded between two different IPs? GG, Dokkan Battle. Overnight. Dead. Okay? Just dead like that. All right? Duel Links, a game that I played for over 2 years. There's YouTubers that are making a living, a full-time living off of account sharing right this minute. Okay, and you know who you are. We've had a history, my boy. So there is another example that way, and they're not gonna. And right now, by the way, he's one of the biggest YouTubers for that game. If they banned him and banned everything that he did and his whole community for doing the same thing, that player base would be dead overnight. Okay. And Epic 7, let's bring us all back here. Go full circle. We're bringing us back to Epic 7. If they go around and ban every account that's ever been shared, sold, bought, letting another YouTuber use your account for just 5 minutes to do your summons or to do an account review, guess what? Bye-bye Epic 7, GG, player base dead overnight. And why are these player bases, why are these player bases dying overnight in the first place? Because if they ban that, you're thinking, are you trying to tell me that many people are breaking those terms of service? Yes. How many? It's unfathomable, okay? It's huge. It's massive. The number is out of control. Everybody, in some way, shape, or form, has probably broken or got close to breaking a terms of service in a mobile game if you want to go straight up technical. Okay? Everyone gets very close to it. The only players that have not broken a terms of service are players that completely play on their phone only and play with their own account and don't even, use an emulator or anything like that. Those are the only players that have actually technically never broken a terms of service that I can think of, according to Smilegate. Okay? So if Smilegate wants to hit people for this reason, what's to say they're not going to go after people using emulators, which, by the way, are third-party devices, third-party software that is bannable according to their terms of service. You know what else is against their terms of service, everyone? Me uploading videos showcasing Epic 7 footage. Yes, that is actually against their terms of service because I have ads running in my video. I am making a profit off of that video, be it maybe $1 or $2, it doesn't matter. If I make a penny off of a video or a stream, especially on Twitch, off of their product, it is technically against their terms of service. So Smilegate, okay? I said okay a lot today, so I hope you guys are all okay, because I'm okay, because we're all saying okay. It's like Oprah in here. Everyone gets an okay. But anyways, so Smilegate, if you want to play this game, you want to have one of your GMs come out and throw this scare tactic at us, at the community, you better be ready to lose your player base. Because I'm telling you right now, if you go through with your so-called banning process, especially if they're permabans, GG Smilegate, GG Super Creative, GG Epic 7. It's not the fact that you're doing anything wrong. It's the fact that the way that society has been developed and adapted to the gacha lifestyle, this is the way it is. If you want people to stop buying accounts, selling accounts, trading accounts, sharing accounts, uploading other types of content with other people's accounts, then let me tell you something, Smilegate. Fix your fucking game. Okay? Fix your fucking game. Step 1. Fix your fucking game. I'm just okay. But anyways, so if we want to dive a little bit deeper into a certain aspect of what's going on here, let's talk about a specific thing. Okay, so Smilegate has a problem with people sharing accounts to do account reviews on YouTube and Twitch, and they also have a problem with doing other accounts summons. Well, that's a good chunk of content for a lot of content creators, especially ones that are free to play, because here's a big problem with your game, Smilegate. This is where you're not understanding common logic. Your game is absolutely dreadful for making YouTube and Twitch stream content. And let me tell you why. Before you guys get triggered, bear with me. So, if you're a player and you're running around making fodder all goddamn day, do you think that's exciting? Do you think that's worth somebody sitting there and watching your stream for 2-3 hours to watch you run around doing the same map over and over and over and over with fodder in your team? Do you find that enjoyable? Because I do not, and I don't think a majority of players do, okay? They don't. And the same thing goes when you're uploading YouTube videos. Like, what kind of content do you honestly want us to keep making? Because eventually when we start making videos talking about every character in the game, a why this video, a why that video, or how to build this character, how to build that character, build guides or whatever, then what do we have left to showcase, Smilegate? How are we supposed to bring you in new customers, new players, if all they're going to see is this ugly-ass 3-man squad of fucking fodder and your one solo character running around doing the same damn map over and over again until we run out of stamina? That is not enjoyable. So I understand fully, to the utmost, why these content creators are going around grabbing other players' accounts and doing account reviews or doing big group summoning sessions, because that is enjoyable content. That's what people want to see. It's fun and it's exciting. What's not fun and exciting is running around with fucking fodder all damn day or doing the same dungeons over and over again a million times, just burning yourself out until your stamina is all gone. That is not enjoyable content. And you can't even sit there and say, oh, well, you can make content over PvP. What are you going to do? You're just going to do, oh, look, my 5 PvP matches that I'm fighting on autopilot because guess what? The team I'm playing is AI. There's not even live PvP in this game. You're playing an AI. This game has such a single-player experience that it's insane. It's insane. If you actually sit there and cut out the animations and artwork of Epic 7, you don't have much of anything left. It's a shell of a game. And so what these YouTubers are doing makes 100% sense. It makes perfect sense of why they're doing that. I don't do that myself because I'm always trying to just find something to talk about. And if I don't have anything to talk about, I just don't upload. Which is why sometimes you'll see me go days without uploading a video because I just can't think of anything that's actually enjoyable or fun to do or a good discussion to cover, such as this discussion right now. So I just won't upload. And that's the problem. And since I'm mostly, for the most part, free to play-ish, of course, I do spend money on occasion, and people do gift donations, which I'm grateful for, thank you, by the way. But when I'm in between those things happening and I don't have much stamina, I can't stream endlessly. And if I do, it's not enjoyable to watch. It's not enjoyable for me to do it, and it's not enjoyable for people to watch me do it. So I can see why these YouTubers are doing that. And the fact that you're going to threaten them over something stupid, yes, it is in your terms of service, but you could easily ignore it. Does it affect you in any way, Smilegate? No. It does not. If a player loses his account or her account by sending it off or trying to sell it, or they buy an account that's fake and they got scammed, that's on them. That's their own damn fault. Welcome to the world. It's a cruel and evil place. It's not a place for, people who can't handle that type of adversity. It's not for the weak-hearted, okay? The world is a dangerous place. So that's on you, tough shit. So Smilegate, I don't understand what the scare tactic is meant to be, because if you do indeed enforce that, like I said, GG Epic 7, your community is going to go bye-bye. A lot of companies have the same damn terms of service almost as you do, because Smilegate, I know you love to copy and paste Summoner's War, but, I mean, come on. Not too many companies go out of their way to make a point about this part of the terms of service because they even know that if they try to enforce it, GG their own player bases. It is against the terms of service, but like I said, there's a moral boundary that you don't cross. Of course, you have it wrote there for legality reasons, for legal reasons, in case somebody tries to sue you or some shit if they lose their account of their own volition. Of course, you got to have that legal protection. But you don't need to enforce it if it doesn't need to be enforced. And you don't need to make a scare tactic to cause a complete uproar in the community. And then you sure as hell don't need to go on Stove and make a post about how one of your GMs is using another GM account and going ha ha ha, because that just pisses people off. That's not funny. That's not humor. That's arrogance. And people are not having it. People are very upset with you right now. The equipment pack was the start of a dark time, and with this coming out, and who knows what they're going to do in the future, I don't know. I do not know. I love this game. It looks beautiful. I just want more out of the company. I want more fucking loyalty from the company with the player base. We've been very loyal. We're spending money. We're making you money. You're in the top 10 of the Play Store for most of the time. We're doing our due diligence to make you successful. Now, you need to fucking turn around, acknowledge us, and say thank you, because we're paying your bills. We're keeping the lights on. We're making you successful. We're enabling you to be able to go out and get collabs with other companies because they're looking at the bottom line and saying, damn, you guys are doing great. And that's because of the player base. Never, if you're a player, never, ever let the company think that they control you, because you have their destiny in your hands. The players make the company. The consumer, the buyer, the customer is what makes a company successful. Okay? You can make a great product. You can make a bad product. But if somebody's buying it, it's successful. If somebody's spending money on it, playing it, talking about it, making videos, promoting it, giving you free marketing and advertisement, it becomes successful. The player base is your core, your foundation. Quit fucking them around. Because one day, the player base is going to bite you in the ass, and you're going to be left with nothing. But shame, guilt, whatever. And that's just the bottom line. That's the truth. 100%. That may not be anytime soon. Could be a long time down the road. But it will happen if you continue down this path. Because right now you're threading you're on thin ice. You're in I don't even know. I can't even think of an analogy right now. I'm having a brain fart. But, at the end of the day, you can't do this. You can't do this to players. We know that it's there in the terms of service. It's supposed to be a moral boundary. You just don't cross. You don't talk about. It's kind of like that, invisible line that you don't step over because, it's just the way it is. That's the standard. It's not our fault that players are doing this. It's your fault because your game is the way it is. It's the gacha community's fault that the gachas are made that way. It's the company's fault that it's like this. If games were more reasonably priced, if games were a little bit less RNG, and it was more about the game than how much money they could milk you for, these problems would never exist. These things would never exist. There would not be account sharing. There would not be the need to upload videos with other people's accounts or doing summoning and stuff like that, because the game itself should be enjoyable enough in its own right to make content, and it's not. And that's why people are doing this. It's not of malicious intent. And by the way, Smilegate, okay, why don't I've said it okay like 100 times today. By the way, most of the buy and sell trade markets are, guess what? Out of fucking Korea. Your home region, your country, your people are selling and buying accounts more than anybody else because that is where the market starts. Because even your own player base of your own home region even knows there's a problem, and that's the way they're doing it. They're making money off of your game because you don't know how to do it properly. That's just the way it is. It doesn't sound nice, but that's just the way it is. And sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the world is not a great place to live. And sometimes you get things that you didn't ask for. And sometimes they're not good. Sometimes they're bad. It's just the way it is. Welcome to reality. Welcome to the gacha community. Welcome, Epic 7, to this wonderful world, okay, of moral boundaries being set within terms of service that you just should not cross. And you should just let some things be. All right. Another big thing is emulators. A majority of players, probably a good portion of the player base, is using emulators. Guess what? Against terms of service. So Epic 7, I'm going to ask you a question. This is going to finish off the video, my rant, my discussion, whatever you want to call it. I tried not to go too crazy, but I started getting heated the more I talked about it because the more the passion overcame my soul. It just poured out of my mouth, I guess. But let me ask you a question, Smilegate. Let me ask you, GM Arky. Let me ask you a serious question. Whoever's in charge of the banning of accounts, let me ask you a question. If you're going to ban people for account sharing, if you're going to ban YouTubers and Twitch streamers for uploading other people's accounts that they were given a free will to upload, to review, or to do summonings, then you better also ban everyone who uses an emulator, everyone who uploads a video with monetization, both on Twitch and YouTube, okay? And, yeah, that way the whole player base will be banned. Your game can die, and we can all move on to something better. Just do us a favor and end it quickly. Give us a swift death, okay? Just do that. Why don't you throw that in a paragraph? But guess what, Smilegate? You don't got the balls. You don't got the balls to do it. Because if you do, your ass will be out of business. Because a majority of your player base is doing all those things that are against your little terms of service, but you want to pick one little thing out of it to try and enforce that, and it's not even the part that matters, actually hacking the game, manipulating the code in a malicious way. That is something that you could throw around and scare and give people a scare tactic for. Not something stupid like this that a lot of your player base is relying on to make good content, to share your game, to make you more money. You don't like money? Are you scared of money? You sure as hell ain't scared when you release those fucking $50, $100 packs that suck ass that you want us to buy. You sure as hell don't care about the player base when you don't give us any of the quality of life changes that you've promised. But you sure as hell want to whine like little, excuse my language, it's nothing against women or female dogs, but you want to whine like little bitches because a YouTuber went to you and complained and tried to get on your side and made this all a big thing that it really didn't need to be. So, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section below. This became a long, I should have probably just made this a live video with a podcast because it was so long, much longer than I anticipated. But anyways, for all of you who watched the entire thing, the entire video, thank you so much. Hopefully you understand my point where I'm coming from. Hopefully I didn't get too heated, you know. I tried not to get too distasteful for some of you, but I felt like some of the things I just needed to say in a more vulgar way to try and get my point across because of how angry I am because of the whole thing that's going on. You know, it's against terms of service, technically, but so is a million other things that they should be enforcing as well. If you're going to enforce one thing, just enforce all of it then. If you're going to threaten us with this, threaten us with the whole shebang. Just kill the whole player base and put an end to it quickly. All right? Just do us a favor. If this is the route you want to take, if you want to play the scare tactic game, you want to play chicken with the community, let's play some fucking chicken. Okay? Till next time, guys. Woo! The next video will be a lot more positive, I promise. Be sure to subscribe as always. Join us in Discord below so we can keep the conversation going before and after the video. Be sure to comment below what you guys think about this whole thing. Are you upset? You don't give a fuck or whatever or in between? Let me know all that and more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. That'll be it for now. I hope you have an awesome day wherever you are. Be sure to like the video if you did, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.